Hello, one and all. This is Tony coming at you from LPHQ East. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Here with Jeremiah. Jeremiah, where are you at?
I am at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Let's
Oh
go,
no.
let's go check out Super Nintendo World.
Good afternoon, morning, everyone. We are here live from Disney's Animal Kingdom. Yes, not a zoo.
Natazu.
So right away, you may recognize that I never start from outside the park, but my timing was a little off today. But the good thing is we get to see this cool new photo op that I haven't seen. I haven't been to this park since before Christmas, so that was still the festive ones. So that's a fun Encanto.
I was definitely there around Christmas, but I don't remember seeing that. So
No, it was still the Merry Menagerie ones.
okay, I know the Lion King one was there too. For how long?
Just think, soon this one and that one will be out of date.
In fairness, that one was out of date from the beginning.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they still kind of had a dragon.
For what, 8 months?
It breathed fire for a little while. So
now
please,
it's a walkway, everybody.
Please, everybody, join in this conversation. Let's see how much fun we have trying to get in.
Not a lot of people going in today. Or
no,
going in right now. It's 2:00. It's park hopping time.
Yay!
So if anybody wants, you're still that's the 50th too. If anybody wants to know, Jeremiah uses his middle finger. So if you want to use his pass, that's the one to.
Yes, go ahead. Steal the biometrics
to get it from.
So right or left? Do we want to go see an anteater or do we want to go see some pigs?
Let's go anteater.
Okay.
The dedication plaque on the rock that everybody kind of walks right by, as you did too.
I always pay tribute. No. The last.
Anybody coming in the secret door?
You can never tell. I think most of the people go over there just for rainforest and then they come back through. I've given up trying to go over there mostly because you have to walk through the smoking section to get over there.
I don't remember. I haven't done it in a long time, but I remember you just go through the gift shop and then it's kind of like in a patio.
Yep. For those of you who don't know, if you want to go to Rainforest or you want to come in a special way, there is a secondary entrance over by Rainforest. But
Rainforest Cafe, that is.
Yeah, not the Rainforest. Let's see.
Where's this anteater?
Out. Well, I think I know her well enough to guess if she is out. She is. Oh no. Doesn't look like she's out.
And 1 sick Triceratops. Charles, greetings from Brooklyn. Greetings to you, Charles. And Stephen, hello from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Hello out there. We are live. If you have any comments, questions, things you want to see, let us know.
Tony, remember a day ago when we were freezing?
Yeah, right. What is it now?
I know it's supposed to get up to the 80s. I definitely have shorts on.
This is set for zip code 32821, and my thermometer says 78. So I'm pretty sure you're still in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
So you're looking at somewhere around there.
You know what I did yesterday?
But
and this is
Animal
something
Kingdom
now
is always hotter than any other theme park.
These amazing trees.
What did you do yesterday? Sorry.
I went looking for the only time that we've had a drone show in the U.S. parks here at Disney's Animal Kingdom for a media event for I want to say it was the nighttime stuff that was going on.
Okay.
And I found it, but it was pretty much unlisted. Well, there was no tags to search for. So if you go to our YouTube, type in drones or Disney's Animal Kingdom, you can see it. And it starts off with this amazing introduction of the head of Disney Parks and Resorts, Bob Chapek. Tony will put a link to that drone show.
Do you not consider the Disney Springs a park or destination?
In a park. And
Okay.
that was like the one at Disney Springs was much more than the one here. The one here, when you watch it, you'll see by calling it a drone show, there were drones.
I like that you assume my computer can do more than two things at once.
That's how mine is. My battery is at the point where if I'm not plugged in fully, in 10 minutes, my battery's like, okay, good night. And that happened during Parks Talk a couple of weeks ago.
Jessica, hello from Utah. Hello, Jessica. She's looking forward to low temps in the parks next week. This video is making me so stoked. It'll be my second time ever there. At Animal Kingdom or Walt Disney World in general? I'm like screaming like I'm there. I'm sorry. The joy of earbuds. Sometimes it makes you feel like you're there.
I do have to say, this area is one of the worst areas to walk through because no matter what, Flame Tree Barbecue smells amazing and it just makes me hungry.
What do you get at Flame Tree?
I always go for the classic, the pulled pork,
Okay.
mac and cheese now.
Okay. That's what Morgan gets. I usually just do the pulled pork sandwich. But either way, still good.
Pulled pork sandwich is the way to do it. So Moana has that special tunnel still in between here and Epcot. It's pretty amazing.
Oh, that's cool. I think I found it. I got Disney's Animal Kingdom Tree of Life celebration moment with drones.
That's the one. Yeah,
Okay.
It was like
Coming at you in
7
the
years
comments.
ago.
Watch it after the live stream. Don't go there yet. Still stay with us.
Or they can, picture in picture.
Okay. Bradley F. Seems crazy there are no drone shows in Disney World. Do you think the legal liability to drones falling on guests is what holding back in the U.S.?
Yes.
I could see that. But I also know it was headline news a couple of years ago because there was FAA clearance for Magic Kingdom and Epcot for drones. And if you do them far enough away from people, you can still see them. We came out of, we went to dinner the other night, and it was on 192, and we came out, and there was a convention at the Margaritaville Resort that was using drones. So we rounded the corner, and they hit done like a giant flag in the sky, and we were like, oh, okay. And like traffic down 192, if you're familiar with the Central Florida area, is already terrible.
Yeah.
So what better way to make it stop even further than to ignite a bunch of drones up in the sky?
Well, that's how with the IAPA drone show where they set some world records. Like I was up there watching it. We have great video of it, but I was watching more of the traffic of everybody just slamming on their brakes of the drones flying overhead. And here's something that I came up with the other day. I know that you were not a fan of the Electric Sky Parade because...
No, I liked it. I liked it as a technology. I just didn't like that they've used a borrowed concept.
But what would you think if Disney's Hollywood Studios did a sorcery in the sky with drones?
That would be cool.
See, I knew it.
That would be cool. But don't lift like the soundtrack from the original show and do it like again.
They can't lift the soundtrack from the original show because
at the same time, they didn't keep bringing Sorcery in the Sky back for 3 decades after they've said it's gone forever.
But Disneyland Paris did not do that. Just the
true
U.S. parks that have milked it to the point where it'll be coming back, next week.
Jessica answered us and said, all of the parks. She's not been to Disney World since 2021 during the pandemic. She's a Disneyland gal. You have a magic
Disneyland.
key there. One of the fortunate. Jeremiah, do you have a magic key?
Yes,
Yeah.
I will hopefully be visiting in a few months, if not sooner. But I'm actually planning something, but that is TBD.
Tammy wants to know, Jeremy / Jeremiah, where's your favorite place to eat at Animal Kingdom?
Tammy Tucky gets away with that. If
Okay.
you're not familiar with Tammy Tucky, she does some great shows. You would actually love her shows. You should when
I
you're
think
done
I've
with
heard some
this.
of her tracks on Spotify.
Well, yeah, she's an amazing singer, but she also does interviews. Like she did a reunion for Atlantis, and
Oh,
she's
nice.
done those type of shows where she's gotten directors, actors, voice actors together to talk about it.
She apologizes. That was her autocorrect.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah, Jeremiah is not an auto in anything, even in
uh,
my phone.
she also adds she can't care less about the drones. I want a nighttime parade back at Walt Disney World. That's what we're truly missing at the parks. Uh, I agree, but quite frankly, the operations team on Main Street USA does not know how to handle what they already get. So I don't know how they mix a parade into it. Speaking as somebody who did that for several years of my life, they don't know what they're doing anymore. Moving on. Bradley F wants to know, when do you think they'll finally announce a re-theme of Dinoland? Current rumors from Disney themselves, who are instigating said rumors, are Indiana Jones and something else. Something else being that photo op outside in Kanto.
Yeah, I would say that's that's as official announced as we're going to get until possibly early August. Tammy, my favorite place to eat. I love Flame Tree Barbecue. Um, but if I had to choose Yak and Yeti, mostly just for the desserts of the deep fried pineapple and wonton skewers that I just had a picture of the other day in my time hop and went, oh, I need to go back there.
Do you ever do the quick service outside of Yak and Yeti?
Every now and then, when
Okay.
I'm running through, I'll grab some, chicken fried rice, and
That's
that
one of the
alone.
best value meals
Oh yeah,
at
absolutely.
any Disney park, because that'll
Yeah,
fill you up, and it's only like $10.
and you can walk and eat it.
Yep. Jessica Richardson adds, I think about the Yak and Yeti ahi nachos often.
Jessica, when you're out next time, you need to do the fried wonton skewers for dessert, and you will agree with me that those are the best desserts in Walt Disney World.
Tammy wants to know, do you guys miss McDonald's there?
I actually do miss the McDonald's.
I miss their funding, because have you been on Dinosaur lately?
Even before they pull, like, go watch Martin's vids for the original Dinosaur or Countdown to Extinction. I'm standing here because they're actually playing Digging in Dinoland on the music.
Oh, that's rare.
So, yeah, it's part of the BGM, but
Yeah.
to actually hear it.
Which body
No.
part is sore?
Somewhere I still have the squirt gun that was part of the Happy Meals from Restaurantosaurus. You know what's weird?
Jessica says she'll totally will next Monday. Thanks for the suggestion.
Well, Jessica, keep track of where we are walking next week because I'm sure we'll be in one or two parks.
Somewhere around, yes, for sure.
So it looks like they just redid these. Like,
Yeah.
that one is, pretty bright. That one is really bright.
Yeah, that is not as sun faded as I remember it being.
Yeah. I mean, you compare it to the Chester and Hester's parking, which is even still redone and it's sun faded, but
Tammy says, that poor ride, that poor area. I miss it in its heyday.
let me repeat.
Hey. That's not a through street.
Go to Martin's vids, watch the history of Countdown to Extinction. You will see effects that you never even knew were in there. And I wrote it in October of 98 and it wasn't working.
Steven Singleton, Jurassic World Dominion. I don't know what the context of this is other than we're in Dinoland. But we do not speak of that movie around me.
I was like,
oh my
are
goodness.
we talking about the worst of the Jurassic World entries? Still, big open space. If only there was a casita right there.
I'm surprised they didn't just pave it and put like more tables or something. But
Are you saying that they didn't pave it and put it in a parking lot?
I'm saying that they didn't have a plan when they got rid of it.
Yeah.
Oh, Tammy, I have a fun story about this. Can we head over to Tarzan Rocks? So
Only
when
if I
I
can go
first
see Journey to the Jungle Book.
when I first moved out here for my college program, almost 20 years ago, as much as I hate to say that, uh, I came to Animal Kingdom because they were doing Expedition Everest previews. And I left Everest and I went towards Tarzan Rocks. I had never seen it. I wanted to see it, and the crowd was atrocious. And I was like, "There's no way. I'll come. I'll come back in the next 6 months while I'm here." Right? That turned out to be the last day for Tarzan Rocks.
There you go.
So that was my lesson learned.
Oh, I see a Kevin bird.
Jeremiah, that's like the third or fourth past Disney Live Entertainment stage show we've talked about today.
I know.
The other two were both Hunchback related.
Well, they weren't Hunchback related. They were
Hunchback.
Hunchback. Yeah. Everybody say hi to Kevin.
Kyle misconstrued what I said, and he says, "At first, I thought you just meant the audience was really bad and wasn't into the show."
That's kind of how
I didn't mean it like that. No, I meant they were like aligned 3 shows back to see Tarzan Rocks.
Yeah.
Because it was ending that day.
No, like I said, I was here October of '98, so I got to see Journey into the Jungle Book, which is one of those ones that was here for such a short time. Mm-hmm. Most people don't even know it existed. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad. And then Tarzan Rocks, which I don't know. I'm guessing it's because they had so many skates left over from the Zephyr Roller Dome. They needed to use them somehow.
Tell me you're a Disney nerd without telling me you're a Disney nerd. I don't know which worse, the one who said it or the people who got it. So, it was funny. So a lot of people in my apartment work from home, and every now and then I'll throw on old retro Disney vacation planning videos on for background noise. And we had one that showed Journey into Jungle Book, and Morgan goes, "What was that?"
Yeah.
That's how like it was there for even a year?
I don't know how long it lasted because I came in October and I think I didn't come back until 99.
Because Tarzan came out in 99. So if they released it with the movie or just after, you've already narrowed it down to quite a narrow spot. As you walk by this amphitheater, I have to point out that Tammy asks, is there any news on what they're going to do with the Fantasmic Animal Kingdom Arena?
No. Let's welcome them with the Wilderness Explorer code. The wilderness must be explored.
As a 90s kid, I'm pretty sure they just told me whatever.
They did.
Yeah.
You mean the kite arena, the light arena, the Jungle Book arena, or amphitheater, aqua theater? Nothing.
Not Journey into Jungle Book. Jungle Book Alive with Magic. There is a difference.
Yeah.
Both lasted equally as long, I'm sure.
And if you really want to have some fun, go look up the original bird show from here and the weirdness of that show.
I just remember there were 2 cranes to date the show named Niles and Maris.
Oh, no, they still have Niles or Frasier. A little bit of behind the scenes. I was there for one of their training shows, and they ruined it and said their names aren't really Niles or Fraser. Heartbroken. No, the original show had like a guy in a bird-ish costume, and yeah, it's. I don't remember it, even though I did see it. After watching the video, it's a fever dream of why was this a thing? Come on, there we go.
It looks like they've done some landscaping around there too. I feel like that's not as overgrown as it normally is.
No, they definitely trimmed back, especially down here. I mean, you can tell it's been a little while just from like how much that bush has grown out, but it looks great.
Yeah, maybe we'll try to find a
Do you want to take the camera on the ride? Because Tammy wants to see the Disco Yeti.
I've done that before. That was back in the early days, and it very quickly learned that I have to hold the camera, and at that point, it is not as much fun. Because if I had the camera on the gimbal, like each turn, it's just like no.
Well, that's how we got our for Laughing Plays devotees. Those who watch Disney Trivia Live, there's a spinning. There's a portion where they say spin that wheel, and we have clips. Well, one of them came from a previous live stream with myself and Mike Celestino in Mickey's Toontown in California, where he sat down on a piece of spinning play equipment and filmed it with his gimbal, but his gimbal couldn't register, and it turned around back on him.
And then his register or his gimbal just shuts down because it's like, wait, there's something wrong.
Actually, I might have the video. Let me see if I can find it.
There's video of me doing the same thing, and Rebecca, I think, doing the same.
And Gideon, too, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, there's so many. And they gave me access to this folder? What are they doing?
The world, you never know. Wow, you can tell it's a warm day because there's a long line for the soft serve.
That's Mike C with the Pixar pal around.
Is that when he's like about to wet himself?
Maybe. He's not on the ride, though that would be great.
Here we are checking on the hotel. Let's see. Any
Never
updates when it's going to open? Nope. Still opening next season.
It's been how many seasons now? At least 25.
No, you couldn't come this far at opening because Cali didn't open until the next year.
That's true.
Like you used, I believe Maharaja Jungle Trek was open, but Cali was not.
Yeah, because the park did not open with Asia.
No, it was coming soon, and you could look across, and they were still doing some work. Somewhere I have my pictures of that first trip. The gibbons are not gibboning. Where's Tammy? Like, she provides us with many weird conversations.
Is the hawk animatronic popping out now at the top of the mountain again, or is it broken? It was broken when I was there in October.
I think it's a really hit and miss because I've been on there where it has popped out, and I don't know if it's. Oh, there's the gibbons. Can't really see them from this point, but we'll sit here for a second.
Jessica also asks, I live in Utah where it's very dry in between 40 and 60 degrees Fahrenheit. People are still in short sleeves and shorts. What's it like in Florida? Do I need to pack long sleeves because of the humidity?
No.
I don't know what it's going to be next week, but more often than not, you do not need to pack long sleeves.
No, you buy a sweatshirt out here. There's a nice luminous sweatshirt that I keep threatening to buy every time I'm in Epcot.
It's just the pullover. It's not a zip, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like zip. I like
I
pullover.
do like zips.
Yeah. No, this one, every time I'm there, and it's been chilly since December 5th when it debuted that I've been there. I keep saying, yeah, I'll
How
get
many
it.
times have you seen Luminous now?
6, I believe, which is more than I saw Harmonious, I believe. I saw it the first 3 days in a row, and then I think I've seen it 3 more times since.
Jessica, I'm trying to look up weather for you. Let me know what days you're going to be here because I have some numbers that might dictate long sleeves. So we'll see.
Yeah, but she's from Utah, so she could wear shorts and a
That's true.
t-shirt. And be
If
fine.
she said it's 40 to 60 and she'll wear short sleeves and shorts. Tammy says, Monkeys, the resurrection of the Jungle Book show, yay. And then asked, did you guys ever see that last live-action Disney sing-along tape filmed at Animal Kingdom, the one with Flick? I actually just watched that, like, within the last year. It will never top Disneyland Fun. That sing-along tape. Nothing ever will.
Is that the one with the
They
country
should have
bears
retired it
on
with that
Tom
one. Yeah,
Sawyer
where they're
Island?
chasing them on Tom Sawyer Island, yes.
I
I think that gives me
enjoyed
an
the,
irrational fear of Tom Sawyer Island, to be honest.
that was back in the day where they still had the seesaw rock and the carousel rock, or the merry-go-round rock, as they called it. So the new paint job on Cali looks really nice. Cali, of course, is down because it's cold every other day, except today, really. This is one of those shops that I still don't understand. It's got to be run by Yak and Yeti because
I'm
it
pretty
has
sure it is, yeah.
it has Yak and Yeti, but it also has just a bunch of third party anything they could grab off the shelf.
Oh, Tammy. Jeremiah, I'm sorry. I disagree with your friend. Beach Party at Disney World is the best sing-along, hands down. If you want to talk about Beach Party VHS tapes, then we need to talk about Sebastian's Party Gras and Sebastian's Caribbean Jamboree. I would take those over Beach Party while Disney World is sing-along. Moving on.
Chicken fried rice, you are wrong.
What is it now?
It's $8.
Oh, $8. Okay, well,
Yeah.
add tax. Maybe a drink.
The side is only $6.49, but that is part of the Disney dining plan. Hey, let's talk about the Disney dining plan for a second, shall we? How is the best way that somebody can learn all about the Disney dining plan and book it, Tony?
I have a button for this. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Contact our friends at Mouse Fan Travel. They'll be able to help you out.
Yep. MEI Travel, Mouse Fan Travel are great friends. They take care of everything. It doesn't charge anything extra. They'll also wake up at 3:00 in the morning to get you that must-have dining reservation, and I know that for a fact because I've been around them when they've had to do that.
I thought you were going to say because I've made them do it for me.
No. I'm pretty sure if I asked that to Becky, she would say a few words, and most of them I can't repeat on the live stream. No, my sister
Becky,
actually
of
is.
course, at Mouse Fan Travel.
Yes, she is the boss. My sister is also one of the travel agents over there, so I've definitely had to talk her through things when she first started because she wasn't a huge Disney fan growing up, mostly probably because she was just annoyed by her big brother being one. Feathered Friends in Flight. I do not think that the Up characters are ever going to return to this show.
I was going to ask if they're still there. Are the stone ones? Yep, they're there.
Yeah, it's funny. Feathered Friends in Flight is pretty much what used to just be their training show when the entertainment couldn't participate, be there, something happened. So
Did they ever come back after the pandemic? I think they did briefly, didn't they?
No, because it didn't come back for a while. That was one of the last shows that came back. And it was just that. They never brought back Doug and Russell.
which always made me laugh because that theater is outside. Speaking of shows going away, Tammy wants to know what are our thoughts on It's Tough to Be a Bug leaving.
I'm sad. It's one of those shows that is, a piece of Disney history and lore, because that and Dinosaur were two attractions that opened with characters that we didn't even know who they were
Correct.
when the attractions opened.
Yep. I also like it because it has something that a lot of Disney parks experiences don't have anymore, and that's like an intentionally frightening scene. And tragically, that's quote unquote not allowed anymore. So,
But I'll be excited to see what Zootopia brings.
it goes going back to Animal Kingdom too. That represents a large sect of animals
Yeah.
that aren't represented at the park in any really other capacity. And that would, of course, be insects and bugs. So, yes, it's IP, but it still represents animals at Animal Kingdom. Now,
Yeah.
Zootopia is animals, but not like how... Because I don't understand how they're going to make it, how you go into the tree, and like what the context of that's going to be. Like that whole thing played into a great story that I don't know that Zootopia
Okay.
will live to.
So I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit for you, Tony. You're going to go into the tree, and just plain Mark and Zippy are going to call into the ZPD.
That's
And
another one of those. Tell me you're a Disney nerd without telling me. You're a
okay,
Disney nerd.
so this must be just additional seating.
I'm going to answer Tammy. Is Hopper still not working either? I've heard he goes off and on, but the last few times I've gone, he has not been working. Bradley, we've talked about this before. Did you ever go on that trail between Asia and Africa where you could go off-road on the dirt trail, skipping the stones on the creek?
Yes, I used to all the time, because I can remember when this park was first opened and Joe Rohde talked about that pathway. And then the Gorilla Falls Trail used to have a dead animal up in the tree because Circle of Life was represented, and a cheetah had captured a gazelle or some type of animal and put it up in the tree. Oh, hey, look at this. This is very convenient.
That's nice.
Pardon me while I wet my whistle. Go ahead and stall a little bit, Tony. Here, let me,
you're
let me
fine.
point at
Bradley
something.
F. also asked about the Wild Africa Trek. Could you stream while doing this? I don't know if you're asking, could somebody were to stream while doing it? Probably, but I don't know why. That's an upcharged experience. That's not just an attraction. So personally, unless I was like assigned to like, hey, go do this and stream from it, we'll pay for it, whatever, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would want to spend that money and then be like, well, let me live stream while doing it. Also, you're in a group with other people, so I would, out of courtesy, ask them, hey, are you okay with us live streaming this? But frankly, I would just want that experience to myself because it's a very unique experience. Have you ever done it?
I have, and I want to say no, because you have to put your phone in a pouch if you're going to take your phone. I mean, I believe you can still wear a chest mount, but a chest mount on that would not be that entertaining, especially if it's trying to live stream.
Yeah. Tammy, ooh, are we catching the train? Jeremiah, you want to go draw? Jessica's blown away. They have water just out for taking. Yes. There's some places that do that. They'd much rather see you get a cup of water than have to call for help because you've passed out dehydrated in the Florida heat.
And there's the whole, hey, you don't have to wait in line for our water anymore.
Correct.
Not that it was cold recently or anything. Those are cute ears.
Those are fun, yeah. Question, is that chimp, gorilla, or the Yeti?
I'm going to say it's a gibbon.
Okay. Or one of those, yes.
Now just go the easy way.
I didn't want to say monkey because if I've learned anything from Planet of the Apes, monkey is a derogatory term. You have to specify what species.
Yeah, can you stop telling me to dance like that? What animal tours have you done over here, Tony?
I've done the backstage safari one. I have not done Wild Africa Trek myself. My family has, but they got very spoiled and they were on it by themselves. They didn't have other folks with them. Me and Morgan do want to do it, so it's on our list. But the only one I've ever done is the backstage safari.
I did the Starlight Safari when it first started.
Mm-hmm.
I've done the Wild Africa Trek when they used to offer great discounts for cast members in the middle of summer when you would be the only people on there because it was so hot. And I did the elephants. I've not done the rhinos because every time the rhino one, that one always sold out. I've done the visit and tour a greenhouse. I've ridden horses years ago. Scuba diving and dolphin experience are two that I really wanted to do.
I've done the dolphin one at Living Seas. Go up. Keep going. Yeah, it must have been. I don't remember what it was called, but I'm pretty sure it was called Backstage Safari. But yeah. And then I've done Dolphins in Depth at the Living Seas / Seas with Nemo and Friends. I think it was still technically the Living Seas when I did it.
You were hoping to run into Topanga?
No. I always say that about the removal of the Fountain of Nations. Any good Boy Meets World fan should be as angry as I was over that removal.
I don't know if I ever actually... Well, I don't know if I ever actually watched a full Boy Meets World episode anyway. But, that one I think is just iconic from everybody talking about it.
Yeah. Tammy wants to know how many ears do you own? Well, I know he has at least 2.
Correct. Let me see. I have the ones when I was a little kid. I have...
Kyle says that episode of Boy Meets World is actually not good.
I think you have to look at those with rose-colored glasses. I have enough ears where I've had to put them in a tub and change them into different tubs because usually when I go to a new park, I would get ears. And then, of course, the 25th anniversary, the 50th anniversary, the 100th anniversary, the 100th anniversary.
So I wrote about this. I'll see if I can find the article and link it. When is the Emperor's New Groove expansion coming to the parks? I'm ready for some spinach puffs. David Spade on his podcast, he talked about his SNL podcast. He answered a question from a listener about the Emperor's New Groove and his experience doing that because that is a very, very troubled production.
Isn't it Fly on the Wall? Isn't that the name of the podcast?
That's the SNL podcast, yes. And he talks about how he has seen art that exists for possible rides at the parks. But he doesn't really go into much more after that. And I'm like, and I've always wanted some kind of log flume because of the scene when they're tied to the log.
So this could be a Tammy, you need to provide us with a link. I know that I've only seen it once, and it was by sheer luck that I saw it. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Sweatbox.
Oh, I own that. I mean, no, I don't. I don't
Okay.
have a band documentary in my possession. No.
Then I need a copy of that, or I don't need a copy of that. I actually saw an early preview copy of Emperor's New Groove where at the end he actually built Kuzcotopia, but it was on the next mountain over.
Yep. And in the Sweatbox, they talk about why that was changed. And it was actually a note from Sting. Again, not that I've seen it or condone anybody to look for this band documentary.
It's
But
not that many places out there. I don't remember how I saw it. I think it popped up on some server once, and I'm like, oh yes, I'm watching that.
I've actually talked with some of the animators from that movie, and we talked about the Sweatbox more than Emperor's New Groove, and how where the copy that is on the internet originated from, and it's so good. But I wish I could talk more about it. I shouldn't even brought it up. I'm sorry. But yeah, he was like, yeah, because you probably saw the one with the VHS tracking codes and everything, and that's X person's copy, and then he just put it out there, and it just took off. But it exists. Do a search, but don't. I don't condone
I guess I'll have to go
piracy.
searching for it.
Is it piracy if it's banned?
It wasn't even banned. It was just never released.
It was shown at 2 festivals, maybe 3, maybe just 1, and that was it.
You know, it's like Song of the South. It's
Tammy,
cold.
the Sweatbox is on the interwebs somewhere.
Yeah, Tammy is one of those ones that. Yeah, you'll have to go look at some of her shows. You'll definitely enjoy it. She has the ability to talk with many animators and many different aspects of animation. She just had on Tammy. I'm sorry, I can't remember. I think it was one of the composers just for Epcot. You know, just some of the most fun people, and she is a Disney nerd through and through.
Tammy also points out, and we disagree again for the record, the Full House 2-parter episodes are the best Disney Park TV episodes, hands down.
That's
believe
Brady
Tammy
Bunch.
forgot about Step by Step, that 2-parter, when Flash tries to set the ride record, and then the sisters all enter the country music contest at the Neon Armadillo at Pleasure Island. But
Tony, I'm pretty sure everybody forgot about Step by Step.
that episode's available on HBO Max, or sorry, it's just Max now.
Yeah.
For the record. This is where a dragon once lived, right? Or is it the next one down?
I know it's right to the right. That's the dragon breathed fire out of there. The first few months, they actually had lances with melted suits of armor. And then further down is the Dragon Rock that is still there that just breathes water. This one, if you were lucky enough to ride the Discovery boats, you would come by here and there would be fire breathing out of there. And then up further by Kilimanjaro Safari, there would be geysers going. And then when you made it around to Dinoland, there was actually an animatronic Aladar, or whatever they wanted to call him at that point,
Iguanodon,
playing out in the water. But that got pulled very early, and then they just put in kinetic sculptures. But this is just one of those views that I could sit and look at all day long.
until those drummers come by.
Yeah, the smell of Satuli is wafting this way.
Are you smelling Satuli or are you smelling Tiffin's?
I think it's Satuli.
Or is it a combination? Satulifins.
Nope. Tiffin's definitely doesn't. The smell's coming.
Tiftulis? I don't know.
Rubbing my temple right now. Yeah, it's nice and quiet right now, and then we're going to turn the corner and
And then the very loud critters in the trees as you've walked somehow 4.4 light years away.
So this is the rock that somewhere in there could possibly still be some type of flamethrower. Which, if that was still in effect, Nomad Lounge would have a great view.
That's true. I saw a thing recently where you could buy like a dollar flag, and the proceeds go to the conservation fund, and you hang it up in the Nomad Lounge, talking about your wishes and wants out of adventures in life and stuff like that. I thought that was a cool idea, and then I thought, well, that goes against anybody who's seen the movie Wish, where they basically say, no, keep your wish to yourself by the end of the movie.
Nobody saw the movie Wish.
I would say spoiler alert, but you've had months now. Go to a theater.
Sounds like the volume is down coming in. None of the
Is that sarcasm?
no, because
Okay.
usually in here it's like that's all I can hear, and it's low enough, even with my earphones in. Like it's not loud enough where I'm like, okay, they need to turn it down.
Thank you, Tammy. Validating. I did that. I loved writing my favorite adventure and putting it above the bar. Ta-da!
Tammy was just out here a few months ago. Yes, and I'll give her a plug. If you want to hear some amazing singing and some amazing songs, just search Tammy Tucky on, I think she's on Apple, definitely on Spotify. I know that you can use her songs on Instagram because I did that once for, I don't remember what it was. I think it may have been Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow or something. I'm like, where's Tammy? Okay, I'll use that.
And she got 7 cents.
Yeah. I definitely haven't been in here since Christmas time because I don't remember the pus looking so clean.
I'm sorry?
The Pandora utility suit.
Okay. I had no idea.
Yes, when they used to come out in it, it was the pus suit.
Did these walls ever take off? The moss walls?
No, as much as we tried when they first opened.
They tried so hard. And that's why they're just kind of randomly out there. Tammy said she's coming back in May. She better see us both in the parks. I'll be around, I'm sure.
Hallelujah. Mountains. Remember when this park used to be open late at night? You could tell when it was dark. And
is it
really
7
neat.
o'clock now still?
I don't even think it's 7.
Let's have a look. You can tell I've been doing live streams with Mike because my phone recommended I use the Disneyland app, not the Disney World app, and I'm right down the street from Disney World.
That's okay. I was having a hard time with my apps after a few of my trips. Wait, which one am I using?
Animal Kingdom is 7.
7. So you can see it in the dark, but
not for long.
No. Sunset's 5:50 or so. I do miss the drummers. That was always one of the cool shows.
And what's sad too is that's one of the ones that back when Pandora first opened, and I do this with any land because I'm a natural cynic. Sorry, everybody. I go, okay, well, what's going away first? And the drummers were definitely in the top 3.
Well, apparently this cart may be going away.
What is it?
It's the ice cream cart, but
okay.
It's very, this is all walled off. That area, which never took off, which was a nice little photo op.
Yeah.
Lots of walls.
I think you would go left there, I think, for it, if I remember right. My favorite quote-unquote Easter egg.
The river?
Yeah.
The chopper that's the 498 is the number on there, which nobody could ever see.
I know that chopper out there.
Yeah.
I just like that river because that's remnants from Camp Mini Mickey, and that's where
Yeah.
you would see like the statues fishing and the Boy Scout ducks, Huey, Dewey, and Louie hiking with
And
Donald.
Daisy.
It was Daisy. Okay,
Yeah, Donald was fishing.
okay.
Or I know it was Daisy. I don't remember where Donald was. Yeah, the helicopter over there, on it had the numbers 498, of course, for the opening of Disney's Animal Kingdom, and they used to have, and I'm sure it's still on there somewhere, little ECVs or ATVs. But yeah, they have a crashed helicopter. I know the person who had to purchase that, and he always said that that was one of his favorite things to have to buy.
I honestly don't think I've ever noticed that, or if I did, I didn't commit it to memory.
No, it's one of those things you don't notice because you're walking looking at the Hallelujah Mountains, and you're like, oh, wait, there's a helicopter over there.
Tammy says something I feel the same way about. If they had another ride there, it would definitely feel more complete. As long as they didn't put it in the same building as the other two.
Um,
I don't, coming from an operations background in the park, working almost 10 years in operations, I don't understand what the logic was of having them share the same building.
Come on, you've been backstage here. You know there's not much space in this corner.
I think you could say there's not much logic. Yes.
Which I don't understand when they're going to have a giant roller coaster back here still and a boat ride and the good old days of whatever that area was going to be called. Why can't
Beastly
they
Kingdom.
think? Thank you. I was like, Forbidden. Nope, that's Universal.
Yeah, it was supposed to have 3 rides. It was it has supposed to have 2 rides and a hedge maze.
Yeah,
Similar to Paris. A boat ride and then a coaster.
yeah. Unicorn for the boat ride. Dragon, which was supposed to have the biggest animatronic at the time, which thank goodness they didn't do that because then we'd have a dead dragon and not just a dead
Disco
Yeti.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, Happy Lunar New Year, everybody. It's the year of the dragon. Hi, Miko.
Yeah, if you look over here,
I feel like they don't even like touch that thing anymore.
no, like
If you
can
walk a little further
barely
down the
see-
bridge, we'll see it better.
Yeah. I was watching another live stream earlier today, and somebody was in Epcot, and they walked up to the American Adventure, and they knew Miko, but they didn't know Flit. And as the person is talking, he's like, I think it's Flit. And I was like, yeah. Somebody responded, it's Flick from Pocahontas.
Nope.
I was like,
Nope.
no. So yeah, there is still a
I
dragon.
was just going to point out, I'm glad you emphasized the T because so many don't.
Yeah. And then there used to be underneath I think that's still technically there. It's just behind all that. The troll.
And that water would pour out of his mouth too, the dragons.
Yes. Now we have traveled 4 point something light years back to the planet Earth.
4.4.
At least they got rid of the giant cart that was originally supposed to be for the land passes.
We should go look at some otters.
That's utterly ridiculous. Let's go look at some pizza fari.
I don't remember who did.
Oh,
I
wow.
can't properly cite them. But another site credited Pizza Fari as the worst dining location at Walt Disney World.
See, I disagree. Pizza fari, the pizza, if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's Disney pizza. But I do miss when that used to be the morning location where you could have breakfast pizza.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. That was always...
Oh, that was one of those things I completely forgot all about until you just said that.
This sign.
Have you done the animal stuff on Play?
Yes, and they won't give me the final badge for the. I can't get the final badge for Peter Pan. I can't get the final badge for the doing the trails here.
There are things that on the Play Disney Parks app, I will say, no matter what you look at, it's even for adults, it can be fun. The animal ones, I was expecting to have some kind of that level. It's almost like you walk through a storybook. And
Yeah.
it's like, here's this, find this animal here, blah, blah, blah. Okay, thanks for playing. What? No, there was nothing. There was nothing fun about that. Like, I could have just skipped next. I didn't have to find the otter or whatever. Speaking of finding the otter, I don't see anything.
There was an otter down when we walked in, but he was
Okay.
on the other side of a planter, and he was more meerkatting than ottering.
So can we walk this way and then go down one of the Tree of Life trails and pop out by It's Tough to Be a Bug, and then maybe we can end it there?
Sure.
Cool. Let's do that. The little water slide.
Yep. No otters there.
If you had a water slide in your backyard, how often do you think you'd use it?
Not often enough. I've definitely, I've been we're not going this way because that dead ends, and I've had pools in places I've
Since
lived
when does
with
that dead end?
slide. It walks up to the tree and then there's nothing.
Do it for me. I promise you. This is one of my respites from the crowds.
Unless they actually opened up the queue.
Yeah, this isn't like my top 5 Disney parks. I'm not going to say secrets, but pathways. Like this one, the one by Grizzly Peak that in California Adventure that goes behind it, that used to be a smoking area.
Mm-hmm.
A kangaroo. A couple kangaroos, it looks like.
Yep.
Or are they wallabies?
Kangaroos.
Okay.
Turtle.
It's going to get a little noisy.
Buffalo.
Is it a turtle or a tortoise?
Looks like it's a tortoise. Probably a Galapagos tortoise. Is it a buffalo or a bison?
That looks like a bison.
Oh, that's right. It leads around to the very front.
Yeah.
I always forget.
Where does the Tree of Life rank on like your favorite park icons list?
Probably number 4 of the 4 here at Walt Disney World.
Okay. Well, that also begs the question: what's the icon at Hollywood Studios? They still don't know.
It'll always be the Chinese to me.
Theater. The theater. See, I back in the day, I would have said the Eiffel Tower or the Chinese Theater. Now I'll still say the Chinese Theater. But I feel like they keep pushing Tower of Terror also.
As many times as I've walked this, I don't think I've ever noticed the manatees right here.
Mm-hmm.
Lemur. Or ducks.
Are there any lemurs out right now?
Not that I see.
Okay.
There's a flock of ducks. Lots of cranes. Nope, no lemurs.
Speaking of cranes, was the big one on the back
Oh,
side of the
wait.
tree still?
There's one asleep directly ahead of us. There's one
Oh,
in the upper
nice.
right-hand corner. They're all up in the trees. The tree just moved. I was like, wait, there it is. Remember, always look up whenever you're here. But watch your step.
I'm curious to if Jessica's still watching, who's going to visit from Utah. I'm curious how excited she is for Animal Kingdom, particularly because there's nothing like this in California, in my opinion. Some of the attractions, sure, but
Have you been to the San Diego Zoo?
sorry, in the Disneyland Resort in California. I haven't been to San Diego Zoo though since '93.
Oh yeah, it's changed quite a bit. I only have gone probably 2 or 3 times in my lifetime, but the last time I was there, I did that and the Wild Animal Park, and that's, I think the San Diego Zoo is one of the most underappreciated attractions in California.
Yeah, my wife Morgan, my former safari driving wife, that's the number one thing she wants to do if we go back out there soon, is go to the San Diego Zoo and Wild Animal Park. So it's definitely on our to-do list again, but
Yeah,
it's just
but
a matter of when.
and getting down there, like even when I go out for San Diego Comic Con this last time, I had to make an extra effort to go to SeaWorld just because Comic Con is nonstop, and we got there early in the day when it rope dropped and ended up being bored and done with the park within like 2.5 hours. Not that there's anything wrong with SeaWorld out there, but it's much like the SeaWorld here, where it's all about the coasters.
I think that's a company-wide decision as of late.
As of about 15 years ago or so.
Yeah, almost. I'm trying to think when that movie that I'm not going to mention came out.
Yeah.
Jessica says she's very excited because she loves Expedition Everest. I think they should turn Matterhorn into it. In a nutshell, this trip feels like a first because my first was still closed. That's a good way of looking at it, for sure.
So as I'm walking, I see this plush, and just from the colors, I thought it was Sonic at first.
That means if you throw it on the ground, a bunch of gold rings might come out. So let's try. No,
Nope.
nothing. Okay. If I had foresight, I would have had the sound effect ready.
If you had the sound effect ready, I'd be really concerned. So I want to point out a weird trend. These new pins are just weird.
Do they do anything?
Yep, they're just pins. Like this one's not as bad, but then you got Chewbacca who's bound in plastic. I hadn't seen this one, but I can't believe they actually did a Jafar one.
I mean, that takes me back to my school days, though, when we had that kind of stuff.
But no, foot-long pencils that you have to have a machete to sharpen.
It would be more. I remember those too, but it would be more my era if those pens had multiple color selections.
I actually got one of those from an event recently. Like that was one of the gifts, was a color changing pen. And I look at it and go, that's very interesting.
For the record, everybody, this is the only sound effect I have at the ready. That's it.
And with that tone, so ends our walk and talk of Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Stay tuned to hear us Laughing Place. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing. Stay tuned here at Laughing Place. We have so much coming up. Oops, okay. I guess that child disagrees with me. But in the next few days, we have another walk and talk coming at you live from the Magic Kingdom. Jeremiah, heading back there.
Yeah, you know why I'm heading back there?
No, why don't you tell us?
To watch random people stand in front of Country Bear Jamboree and
because it's the
act
last
like
day.
it's the end of the world as they know it.
Leonard Bernstein. Okay, and then after that, the same day, Barely Necessities with Beck and Rebecca talking about the latest and greatest Disney merchandise. Coming at you a little late this week because of Lunar New Year happening at Disney California Adventure. Rebecca was showing us all of that fun yesterday along with Mike C. And then we'll have another walk and talk from the Pixar Place Hotel coming at you next week as it's officially completed its transformation from the Paradise Pier Hotel. So much going on. Remember to like, subscribe, ring that bell, get notified whenever we go live like this as Jeremiah gets ready to leave the park. So long, everybody.
I want to know how long that walk and talk from Pixar Hotel is going to be.
I don't know. I don't know what we're going to see or what we're going to do. All I know is I'm off that day, so it won't be me hosting it. And I'm a little upset about it, but I'll get over it.
Here's the lobby. Here's the stairs up to the pool we can't go to. Anyway, good night, folks.
So long, everybody.